Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to build a napkin holder with a 3D pattern. The wood I use is maple, plane tree, mahogany, pine, and purple heart. I start by cutting the maple into a piece that is 2.5 centimeters thick and a piece that is 2 centimeters thick. Then I cut the two pieces into 1 centimeter thick pieces so that I get 3 pieces that are 2.5 by 1 centimeter and 2 pieces that are 2 by 1 centimeter. I continue by cutting a piece of mahogany and a piece of plane tree into 1 centimeter thick slices. I've already cut a piece of purple heart into a 1 centimeter thick slice. Now I continue cutting this piece so that I get 6 thin slices that are 2.5 millimeters thick. Next, I cut the pieces of mahogany and plane tree into 1 centimeter thick pieces. The size of these pieces is now 1 by 1 centimeter. Here are all the pieces to be used for the 3D pattern. Time to start gluing. The first thing I do is glue 2 thin strips to the sides of the pieces that measure 2.5 by 1 centimeter. While the glue dries, I take the opportunity to cut the piece that measures 2 by 1 centimeter. I cut this piece lengthwise until I have 16 pieces that are 2 by 2 centimeters. Next, I cut the pieces of mahogany at a 45-degree angle into 16 pieces that are approximately 4 centimeters long. When I'm done with the mahogany pieces, I do exactly the same thing with the plane tree. Normally, the pattern side of this wood is turned outwards, but I choose to have the finely patterned side facing up since the pieces will only be used as shading in the 3D pattern. Now it's time for the second gluing. I glue a piece of mahogany and a piece of plane tree onto a piece of maple measuring 2 by 2 centimeters and continue with this until I have glued together all 16 pieces of mahogany, plane tree, and maple. Once the glue has dried, I cut all the pieces so that they are 3x centimeters. I continue with the glued pieces of maple and purple heart. To start, I cut 6 pieces that are 3 centimeters. When the pieces are cut, they will be 3 by 3 centimeters. Finally, I cut another 9 pieces of maple and purple heart that are 9 centimeters long. Now I have all the pieces I need for the 3D pattern. Let's see if I can put the pieces together. It went pretty well. Finally, time to glue all the pieces together. I take a pine shelf and plant it until it is 1 centimeter thick. I cut 2 7.5 millimeter thick strips from the plane shelf. I will use these as a frame for the 3D pattern. Then I cut a piece to the size of 22.5 by 22.5 centimeters. This piece will become one of the long sides of a napkin holder. When I'm done with the long side, I continue cutting 3 pieces that measure 22.5 by 8 centimeters. 2 of these pieces will be used for the short sides and the third for the body. Time to cut the pieces at a 45-degree angle. I start by cutting one short side on 2 of the pieces that measure 22.5 by 8 centimeters. On the third piece with the same dimensions, I cut both short sides at a 45-degree angle. When this is done, I cut 3 sides on a piece that is 22.5 times 22.5 centimeters. I continue by cutting the long sides of the pieces that measure 22.5 by 8 centimeters at a 45-degree angle. I've also cut the small ribs that are 7.5 millimeters thick at a 45-degree angle, and now I am gluing these as a frame around the 3D pattern. Once the glue has dried, I cut 3 sides at a 45-degree angle on the piece with the 3D pattern. I take the piece that measures 22.5 by 22.5 centimeters and drill a semicircle on the side that is not cut at a 45-degree angle. This semicircle is there to make it easier to take napkins out of the holder. It's finally time to glue all the pieces together so that they resemble a napkin holder. After gluing, the inside dimensions of the holder are larger in height than in width. Therefore, I cut a piece which is 1 centimeter thick to a size of 21.5 by 6 centimeters and glue this piece to the bottom of the holder. When the piece is in place, the inside dimensions of the napkin holder are 21.5 centimeters in both width and height. I protect the napkin holder with 2 layers of epoxy. After the first layer, I sand the napkin holder again and then apply the second layer. After the napkin holder has received 2 layers of protective varnish, it looks like this.